night.
I'm sure Shane Wakelin hopes the opposite, Robert Walls. As we start this game at Colonial, it's Mott against McKee in the ruck. McKee gets first clear possession. It's a beautiful kick to inside 50 for the Magpies. There's Leon Davis, Leon as they call him, bowled over. Handball comes out. Over the ball as Malloy has a wild swipe, crouches poleaxe. In there is Goods.
Gee.
And it's a free kick to Sydney. It's Jared Crouch, who wastes no time as he goes to the wing and spots up Paul Williams, a former Magpie. Now a swan to half forward. Presenting himself as Bolton. Good challenge by McKee. And we're going to throw in.
Didn't take long for those Collingwood supporters, Michael, to show their true colours and boo one of their former champions in Paul Williams.
Of course, he and Schwabel playing for the Swans tonight, and they've both won best and fairest for the Sydney Swans since crossing. Mott takes it out. Good pressure, Malloy. Burns can't control it. Crouch. Chance now for Clement. Hard up against the boundary line. He did the right thing. He looked inside. There wasn't much on offer, so turned back towards the boundary line. As we look at the Swans interchange bench.
O'Keefe, Stevens, Kennelly and Brockman. Brockman will share the ruck work with Ricky Mott.
Mott. Schwass a chance. Mott off the ground. Well played inside attacking 50. Nix did well. Come to meet it. Creswell, give to Bolton. A chance from the forward pocket. Can he pick it up? Good tackle from Freeborn. Buckley, a little clumsy. You don't see that too often. Nathan Buckley just trying to find his feet. But the first score of the match are behind to the Swans.
Tarkin Lockyer to bring it back into play. Here's a replay from Buckley. A real hammy test of that one early in the game. That's from the kick out. Lucuria marks in the back pocket. Paul Lucuria. His target is cloaked, but that's a beautiful one-hander taken by Goods, who plays on. Magnificent kick, and there's the big fella. All by himself, directly in front, 15 metres out. What brilliant play from Adam Goods.
Well, the value of Adam Goods, not only did he take the mark, but it was a long kick. In fact, I think that ball's been touched. I have a feeling the ball might have been touched, and it will be a bounce down. Disappointing for the Swans.
If it's to touch, it's play. Lockett was by himself within 15 metres.
Well, the umpire away from Lockett called play on. The umpire near Lockett didn't. He indicated it was a mark. Common sense prevails.
That's an unlucky break for Sydney as Hall got the tap straight to Buckley. Kick smothered. There's Lockett again. Got bowled over by Wakelin. Umpire thought about the evener upper. But now he has his blood anyway, and that's a very tough decision against Collingwood. And Jared Crouch is going to get the goal after all, you'd think.
Well, it was good play by Goods because he took the mark, but the ball was touched in flight. It was a long, flat kick, and we see Crouch there, gets the tackle on Freeborn. Gee, I think he's a bit lucky to get it, but anyway, he's got it, and he's in front, only 20 metres out. Jared Crouch has been doing tagging jobs in recent weeks.
Kicked one goal this season, Jared Crouch, in his 9 games. Shouldn't miss from here, and the Swans are on the board at Colonial. So good start for Sydney. 1-1-7, Collingwood yet to score.
And we'll have a look at this kick by Goods. Is it touched? Well, it wasn't there.
Certainly wasn't there.
And it's not there.
That's mystifying.
So that is a complete mystery, isn't it? Freeborn picked it up, tried to get the tackle away. Gee, that's a tough call on Freeborn.
So the Swans by 7 points. Mott out of the centre. Chance for Burns. Well played, McKee. Little give to Lockyer. Hoist it high. Rocker. Couldn't quite complete the mark. Batheris did well. Uses Buckley. He has Holland short, but he ignores that. Decides to kick long. Tarrant at the back, but coming across. Schwabel almost. Ball running towards the goal line, and Schwabel did well.
Saddington playing on Tarrant, the dangerous forward. And there we have Schwabel in picture, the ex-Magpie. Given very good service. Won a best and fairest with Sydney after he transferred there. Another Collingwood, ex-Collingwood player, Williams, doing the kicking in.
So Paul Williams. Oh, it's a shocker. It's still in play. Here's a chance for Leon Davis.
they were unlucky and lucky because that kick was out on the full, I'm sure. And from the boundary line, it would have been unlikely that Collingwood would have kicked the goal, you would think.
Well, we'll just see there. Shawwell got his hands on it. The ball ended up going back over the boundary line. And Leon, he's super quick, and he would love having an opportunity like that early in the game. Paul Williams in the background there, just so disappointed.
Well, he's got to forget about it now. As there he is, the former Magpie star, now a Swan. So it's locked up at 1-1 apiece early in this first quarter. And a bounce down in the middle.
You just wonder sometimes, like Williams, it's the first couple of minutes of the game. Everyone's nervous and toey. Nothing wrong with just doing a long kick to your ruckman. Just play the percentages early in the game. Don't try to be too fancy.
Malloy doing the heavy work. Gets it down, Didak, clever. Lockyer. Another chance for the Magpie. Tarrant leads hard. And a great kick by Lockyer. Kick on short, Rocker. Oh, good fist coming from Fixter. He did it well. Now a second chance from Williams. By short is Saddington. Keeps it in cleverly. Long kick to the wing. Bolton works to the front. Buckley did well. Has Batheris in support, but well played by Wharf. Clement. Now a chance for Burns. Needs to kick it quickly and does, but kicks it straight up to half forward. In fact, the free kick coming back. Will it come back to Collingwood?
Yep, he played advantage, but then he realised that he's got to come back.
So Clement has it, centre wing for the Magpies.
Darren Cresswell running with Nathan Buckley.
Clement with the football on centre wing for Collingwood. Goes the long option, Dunkley underneath it. Mott, clever tap to Goods. Goes to Bennett, but he was out-muscled by Clement. Couldn't hang on to the mark. Now he's all wrapped up. Umpire will ping him.
Well, they're red hot on that now. If you pull the ball under your body, you will be penalised, and the umpires have been so consistent on that over the last week or two.
Jared Bennett and also Ty Connelly, both late inclusions for Seymour and O'Loughlin, who had to pull out. So a double blow for the Swans. Bolton to the 50. Lockett's throwing his weight around. And he's been penalised. So free kicks at Collingwood on defence at 50, and the recipient is Cloak.
Jason Cloak, what a great start he's made to his AFL career. Long kick, big pack, Malloy at the back, crashes in, Batheris gets boot the ball quickly. Schwartz needs to be brave. He committed himself. Oh, clever handball, Tarrant. O'Brien, Didak. The loose player over the top if he can get it to him. It's Holland. Will it bounce for Holland? He kicks a goal for Collingwood.
Great play by O'Brien. Got the kick across. Just terrific play by O'Brien, who was able to squeeze the kick to a teammate. And then the handball over the top. Didak, I think it was, over to Brodie Holland. Let's have a look at it there. O'Brien on the left foot. That is a wonderful kick and a very quick handball by Didak. And Holland able to pick it up and put it through.
So 2 goals to the Maggies and 1 to the Swans so far. Back in the middle. Here come the Magpies again. It's O'Brien. Gets it out wide. And well to Batheris. Lockyer gets his head ripped off by Nix. An advantage paid. Lucuria to Holland. 65 from Collingwood's goal. Brodie Holland into the pocket. Rocker.
They will go to Anthony Rocker at every opportunity. Something that the Collingwood team does, they like to put the ball to the advantage of their forwards on the lead. Tarrant always plays in front on the lead. Anthony's able to take a big pack mark, also very good on the lead as we saw there. And it's terrific that their teammates honour the leads.
Are you surprised, Rob, that Dunkley didn't line up on Rocker?
Yeah, I thought he was on him in the early stages. I think he might still be. I think there might have been just a little bit of confusion there. I think Dunkley has Rocker.
So in comes Anthony Rocker. 17 goals in his 9 games so far this season. And he's missed to the left. It's one behind. Magpies 2-2, Swans 1-1. We've been going 10 minutes in this first term.
Paul Williams, who has the job on Holland.
Why not go along to Dunkley, your best mark?
Well, he does exactly that. Dunkley the target, Malloy in front. Dunkley got hands to it, couldn't complete it. Didak dumps it back inside, attacking 50. Williams and Tarrant. Williams did brilliantly. Gathered the ball. High tackle coming from Malloy. No, play was the call. And Bolton did well to work it over the line.
You know, the umpire very nearly paid a free kick against Williams for holding the ball. He's got hold of it there. He's got his hand held. That's holding the ball.
Yeah.
In fact, if Malloy hadn't have come in, he may have got the free kick. Comes to Crouch, little fumble. Now he has it. Relieve the pressure. Oh, a handball to a player in pressure under extreme pressure. That was dubious. Boundary throw in. Early going. Magpies have a 7-point advantage. Mott and Malloy. Mott easily. Chance for Bolton. Really didn't have much on, so he dribbles it around the corner and finds the boundary line. Roof closed here at Colonial Stadium. Scott Burns, who's been a very good player for the Magpies this year.
Adam Goods, his opponent Jason Cloak. That's a real tribute to young Cloak in his first season of AFL, playing on a quality player like Goods.
Mott thumbs it to the line. Creswell a chance. He's on centre wing. Plenty of time to assess his options. Dribbles it forward. Schwartz couldn't control it. Prestigiacomo in game number 100 did well. Didak has had a couple of early touches. Left foot kick gets to Malloy right on the boundary line. Plenty of time. Lead on from Rocker, and it gets to him.
And again, they will pass the ball out in front of the Rockers and the Tarrants.
Well, if you kick this, Anthony Rocker.
Yeah. Saddington playing on Tarrant. Dunkley on Rocker. And I think with Dunkley likes it coming in high where he can use his strength and marking ability. If Anthony Rocker continues to lead, it will worry Dunkley.
He comes in from almost 60 metres. Drop punt, land in the goal square. Over the hands of Mott and through for a behind to the Magpies. So margin out to 8 points. Collingwood's way. We've played 12.5 minutes in this opening quarter.
And we just saw Shane Wakeman run Lockett the entire length of the field. Down the other end. So you'll see that a fair bit, I'd imagine, while Lockett's on the ground tonight. Just testing out his fitness. Maxfield for Sydney. With the best of kick-ins, Batheris stood his ground and did it well. Now O'Brien. To half forward to Burns. Good trap and good slick handball to Buckley. Now Rocker breaks the tackle. Sweeping handball to Malloy. To Mercuria. Forced to kick under pressure. Tip of the goal square. Tarrant attacks it. Coming through is Matthews. Ducked ahead. Nix is in there also. He's heading towards the boundary. Comes to Lockyer. Left foot snap. Touched.
Got to be impressed with the Collingwood forwards, Michael, the way that they put pressure on that Sydney defence. They are tackling with real ferocity.
They certainly are. And the Swans just finding it extremely difficult to penetrate from this kick-in. Nix has a chance. He drives it long. Target is Saddington in front. Good strong hands. Run provided by Creswell. Now a chance for the Swans. Kick to half forward. Hall on the lead in front of Prestigiacomo.
Let's see if he goes for Plugger.
No, he goes towards Goods. Cloak over the head of both players. Chance for Williams at the back. Does well. He does brilliantly, in fact. Right foot kick around the body. He's kicked it. Sensational goal from Paul Williams. So the margin back to 3 points. And Paul Williams, dangerous player, and looks as though he's been moved into the midfield or onto the forward line because he's damaging, isn't he, Rob?
Yeah, he's been playing in the back pocket on Brodie Holland, and he just takes off once Barry Hall gets it, runs into the forward 50, and is able to hook it across his body. Really happy for him, because after that blue that he made early in the game, he'd be feeling terrible. That'll pick him up.
A sensational goal to Paul Williams brings Sydney to within 3 points. As Collingwood another centre clearance. That's 4-0. Batheris Little toe poke was clever, but the boundary line beat him in the end. So good start to this game at Colonial. Both teams appear switched on. There's Mott. We contest this throw in with Malloy. Malloy won out with strength. Got it to Burns. Puts Collingwood back inside 50. For the ball. Oh, good carriage by Shawbull. So too Lockyer. Betheris overran it. Now he's got another chance. O'Brien's been busy. Great tackle by Williams. Cloak. Throw in. No, free kick coming out of this too high. Clumsy tackle by Goods. Cloak has got the free kick, and Collingwood have got two loose men in the middle. One of them's Lockyer. And he's got Didak on wide. That's where he goes in his direction. Good effort by Nix to spoil, but Collingwood have numbers. Clement sidesteps from 48 metres. Has put it out on the full.
Clement playing well across half-back this season. Just a good-sized player, able to play on the really tall 190-centimetre players, also able to play on the medium to small-sized players.
Saddington, target, Goods again, up high. Again, couldn't quite hold it. Dunkley at ground level. Matthews, off one step around the body. Burns, marks. Centre wing, Collingwood. With controlled play for the better part of this quarter, but haven't been able to capitalise. High kick to half forward. Malloy in front from the side. Good mark taken. Dunkley. Creswell. Short kick gets to Goods. Just working up the ground. Adam Goods trying to provide the Swans with a target across the midfield. Only Lockett and Wakeland inside the attacking 50 for the Swans at this moment. He's at half-back Goods. Kicks to the lead on the wing. Spills come to Creswell. Scrambles it forward to half forward, and it beats both Bolton and Clement over the line.
Wayne Swash in picture. He wanted midfield roles. He's been struggling across half-back, and he's gone missing. Hasn't touched the footy in the last 15 minutes, but he'll work his way back into it. He's being closely attended by Freeborn.
It's Hall against Malloy in the ruck. Hall got first hand to it. There's Burns, bottom of the pack. The kick off the ground by Bennett. Lucuria. Didak breaks the Bennett tackle, but not the second, but was he caught too high? He was. Free kick to Collingwood. Out of 50.
And inside 50, 11-4 in favour of the Magpies.
Well, they've had all the attack, haven't they? Free kick through around the neck, and what happened after the free kick was paid, Stewie Maxfield just pulled him to the ground, and the umpires are red hot on that.
Didak goes sideways to Lucuria, to Tarrant. Good strong lead. Tarrant's got a 55 out. Wants to get it moving quickly. Bangs it long. It's not a bad kick, just missed to the left. Another behind Collingwood. So it is the Magpies 2-5-17, Sydney 2-1-13. 18 and a half minutes gone in this first quarter.
Well, that's one way to get a kick, isn't it? When you're struggling in the general play, is to go and take the kick in. Marks inside the forward 50, 4 to Collingwood, and that's mainly to Tarrant and Rocker, who've been on the lead. Sydney to this stage haven't taken a mark in their forward 50.
Schwartz is going to be penalised.
He is penalised. He'll get a bounce top of the goal square.
Well,
he hasn't had a great night, Rob.
I thought he was going to get a kick, and he hasn't. So that tops it off, doesn't it?
So Swans will try and knock it through here for a behind. Mott and Rocker. Oh, it comes towards Malloy, who suckers it through. A goal to the Magpies. Wow, what a mistake by the Sydney defence, Rob.
Really unforgivable. The ball shouldn't have been there for a start because Swash took too long. The umpires were right. The players know. They've been told. And then for the bounce down on the 10-metre line for Collingwood to be able to get a free kick at the ball in the goal square, not good enough. So 2 of Collingwood's 3 goals so far have been
created by really unforgivable mistakes from experienced players from the Sydney lineup, Paul Williams and Schwass.
That doesn't help the youngsters in their Sydney team when they see experienced boys do that sort of thing. So Rodney Eade would be pretty disappointed that senior players have really handed gift goals to Collingwood in this first quarter.
It's the Maggies by 10 points. Mott. But Burns gets the clearance for Collingwood. To half forward once again. Holland attacks it. Now kicks into the pocket. Davis is in front. No mark. Wharf. Little underground handball to Saddington. Gee, they're under the pump, but eventually they clear. To the wing. Mott's in front of McKee. He does the spoiling. Follow the ball. Holland. To Clement. It's a good kick to the 50. Malloy camping underneath it. Good effort by Shawble to spoil. And now Williams in transfer play. Saddington. He goes long, and his target is O'Keefe, who got a bad bounce. Collingwood have the numbers. Free ball to Burns from 52 out into the goal square. Might drift home. It's a goal. It's either a free kick or a goal, but I reckon it's through. Scott Burns gets his first. The Magpies get their fourth. They lead 29-13.
And if we have a look at this, Freeborn gets it across to Burns. Have a look at Jared Malloy on the goal line, the Collingwood forward. Jared Malloy props and blocks Shawble from getting a fist on it. Great play, Jared Malloy. He's a hard man. He is a hard man, Jared Malloy, and I doubt if he could play 4 quarters at centre-half forward because he gives his all, working his way into fitness.
Another clearance by Collingwood. He comes at it again. Malloy to Buckley. Handball in the tackle. Burns. Batharis. Player out wide. McKee runs to 50. Left foot kick is wide. Behind only. Great chase from O'Keefe.
They are absolutely slaughtering the Swans in the middle, aren't they?
They've been absolutely dominant out of that centre square.
6-0 out of the centre, and that is the domination. And it's just so important to get those quick breaks. Not only do they clear it, but they're quick clearances.
Schwass doesn't waste much time this occasion as he kicks in the direction of Mott. Collingwood just seem to have extra numbers in every contest at the moment. This is a Sydney free kick, and it's O'Keefe playing his first game of the season, Ryan O'Keefe. Saddington to half forward. Stevens is on for Sydney. Rocker. And the ball goes over the line.
Inside 50s, 23 minutes into this first quarter, it's 15-4, and have a look at the handball domination by Collingwood, 26-9. They are just making it very hard for Sydney to get a touch.
Rucker, Prestigiacomo, a little give, Freeborn. Now kick to a Swans domination here, fist from Mott. Perhaps would have been better advised to allow Wharf to take the mark. Holland, Collingwood winning it in the packs now. Malloy is wide. He ignores that Holmes. He runs across the ground. Dangerous kick. Gets to Lucuria.
Disposals are 66-33, so double Collingwood.
Wakeland running off Lockett again. Has it right centre wing. Delivers inside attacking 50. Buckley marks right on the boundary line.
Nathan Buckley's put himself in the forward 50 to have a bit of a spell.
Loose player in the goal square. Burns turns, kicks another one. He's kicked 2. What a great kick from Nathan Buckley. From 50 metres, that kick covered 50 metres, and I don't reckon it went more than 1.5 metres off the ground.
Yeah.
Superb awareness.
Have a look how flat the kick is. Low and hard. Gets to Burns. Minimum time. He's able to turn around and kick a goal. Beautiful kick by Nathan Buckley. Just the power of his leg.
All of a sudden, Magpies by 23 points.
Malloy off for a breather after some fantastic work. Fraser on. Robert, one thing that's obvious is that Sydney just looked so slow against this Collingwood team.
Well, they do, and this fellow with the ball, Williams, is about the only one having a real crack at this stage.
In the middle, he got a ball up.
Josh Fraser just come onto the ground for the Magpies. As soon as he came on, a couple of Sydney players went to him and just tried to rough him up a bit.
So 23-point advantage to the Magpies. Just over 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Matthews. Oh. High tackle. Get about 6 weeks of that in rugby league. It's just a free kick in AFL. As Sydney work the ball inside 50. Lockett provides the shepherd in the end. But again, pace wins out for the Magpies as Freeborn at ground level. Spots up. Leon Davis is at the mark. No umpire said play on. And this will be a ball up. Wayne Schwass coming off for Sydney. And coming back on is Bolton. So a ball up, half forward flank. Swans into attack, and boy do they need a goal. Prestigiacomo in his 100th against Hall. Hall got the tap. Williams. He's run down by 2 Magpies. Umpire will ball it up.
Well, he's certainly working hard to get in first, Paul Williams. And there's Plugger. Ball only been near him once or twice. Just love to know why that mark wasn't paid early in the game.
Incredible, wasn't it?
Definitely wasn't touched. The replay proved. And another stalemate.
Maybe a conspiracy. Swans. And they're attacking 50. Can they conjure up here? They need a goal. Hall beaten by Prestigiacomo. Lucuria had to feel for it. Hall hard. Support from Maxfield, who bombs it long to the goal square. Lockett against 2. McKee at the back, thumps towards the boundary line and does it well. No free kick against Wakeland.
Steve McKee dropping back there, making it hard for Tony Lockett. 2-on-1, Magpies' favour.
Swans down by 23 points. Deep in their attacking zone. Batheris over the top, third man up. Hoiks it to the boundary line. Maxfield, can he keep it in? He can, but gives it straight back to Didak. Wobbles it over the head of Goods. Rocker comes to meet it. Cloak, scrambled. Oh, Rocker, miraculous take. Plays on, drives long inside, attacking 50. Holland at the back, can't take it. Buckley at the fall, 35 metres. He'll expect to kick this, Nathan Buckley. And he misses. Great build-up. What a great piece of reflex action by Anthony Rocker on the wing to haul that ball that was kicked.
Yes, he's in rare form, Anthony Rocker. Buckley would be a bit disappointed with that, even though it was on his left foot. He prides himself on his kicking skills.
Oh, and slipping over as he was kicking was Matthews. So Holland's got it. Gee, the scoring shot's 12-3 in favour of Collingwood at the moment. They lead by 4 goals. And Holland's got it about 51 metres out. He'll be kicking. There's Matthews slipping. Consequently, ball dropped a bit short. And Brody Holland will line up. He's kicked 1 this quarter. He's now kicked 15 goals for the season. That's a very ordinary kick, to say the least. And somehow it sneaks home for a behind.
Sydney won't have a player who wants to do the kickings. Things are going so bad there. Paul Williams has gone back to take it.
Paul Williams, probably the Swans' best player in this opening quarter.
They're bunching up 3 or 4 talls on this flank, so that's a good kick in. He's kicking to numbers at least.
Saddington up high. O'Keefe at ground level, wrapped up by McKee.
And that's not a... It's Stevie McKee. Now, this was early in the game. Adam Goods took that mark, kicked. We all thought it was a definite clear mark to Tony Lockett, and that wasn't paid.
Comes to Rocker. Well, he got around a couple. Left foot kick is poor. O'Brien will need to take it cleanly. Does. Handball in the path of Burns. He's kicked 2 Burns. Sweeps it out wide to Fraser. He's on attacking 50. Kick out wide. Davis and Tarrant lands between them. Tarrant controls it cleverly. Now has some time. concede some ground. Freeborn, look out. Good tackle on him by Maxfield. Tarrant, got plenty of time, the Collingwood players. He runs to 50. Shocking kick. Fraser can't take it. Now a chance for Goods. Good pressure though by Fraser. Kicks it to the top of the goal square, in fact across the face, and a boundary throw-in. Well, comedy of errors, more I think brought about by the enormous pressure being applied by both sides and players not being able to get a clear possession.
Yeah, just really like the way the Collingwood forwards put pressure on the Sydney defence.
Rocker to the back. Burns, who's been busy. Holland from 25 metres. Sap around the body, pulls it back too far. Another behind. Collingwood wasteful.
And they're always ready, Collingwood, to handball backwards before they go forward. So they'll handball back to buy a little bit of space, a little bit of time for the player who receives the handball. He then can look up and kick forward.
14 scoring shots to 3. That's incredible.
The share of the Collingwood team has been magnificent. They are most unselfish. And the work rate of the Collingwood forwards, I think that's something that Mick Malthouse would have drilled into them over the last couple of years.
Williams finds O'Keefe. Bangs it long.
Rocker!
Well, it's hard to stop that if you're a defender when a forward's marking like that. Just about nothing he can do. He's got to go a big torpedo. Have a look at this for a leap. That is a super mark.
Not even Rocker can get his distance. But he has a go, and why not? So quarter time here at Colonial Stadium. All Collingwood 5-9-39. Sydney 2-1-13. And how about this?
Well, he's gone right over the top of Jude Bolton to pull down an absolute screamer. And Shawble, his opponent, nothing he could do.
So in that quarter, it was all Magpies. 2 goals to Burns, singles to Malloy, Holland and Davis. For Sydney, singles to Williams and Crouch. The first break here at Colonial, round 10. Collingwood lead the Swans by 26.
The Saints' prayers have been answered with a heavenly win for Harvey, but the Eagles must soar in the East to be a finals force. This Sunday, they meet at Colonial Stadium. St Kilda and the West Coast Eagles on Fox Footy Channel.
Harvey Norman breaks the price barrier with this huge 107cm plasma widescreen. Don't pay $12,999 for $11,999 or $10,999. At Harvey Norman, you can now buy an LG 107cm plasma screen for just $9,999. That's right, $9,999. And we'll throw in a DVD player at no extra cost. The LG plasma screen can be wall or stand mounted and is digital TV ready. At $9,999 with bonus DVD player, the future is yours.
Introducing the limited edition Patrol Plus. You get the powerful 3-litre turbo diesel or the new 185 kilowatt petrol engine. Plus you get air conditioning, plus alloy wheels, plus driving lights, plus a bull bar. Plus the SD Petrol was 4x4 Magazine's 4x4 of the year. We challenge you to find better value. The limited edition Patrol Plus. It's just full of pluses.
Telstra is proud to partner with Fox Footy Channel to bring you all the action of the 2002 AFL Premiership season. It's black and white TV on Fox Footy Channel with the Collingwood Club Show.
This is where it all happens.
Well, that's the bonus, isn't it?
It's good fun. Well, it means a lot to me. Chicks love me, huh?
Wednesday night is Pie Night, so join us at 5:30 on Fox Footy Channel.
Oh, it's a shocker. It's still in play. Here's a chance for Leon Davis! It's a goal! Quarter time at Colonial Stadium, and it has been a dominant performance by the Magpies, leading by 26 points, 5-9 to 2-1. Burns 2, singles to Davis, Holland and Malloy, while for Sydney, the only shining light really has been Paul Williams with 1. Crouch has also got 1. Paul Williams has been, thank goodness for Paul Williams, the Sydney fans are saying, guys, because he has really been their only true dominant player. I guess Saddington's been okay, but this was a great goal from Williams.
Terrific goal after he made that early mistake with the kick in. It was good to see him make amends, but he's really attacking the football and he's got some pace. That's something that Sydney are lacking in this first quarter, just haven't been first at the ball.
Another interesting piece of footage, Robert, is Wayne Schwass got penalised for not kicking the ball in. We timed it. It was 15 seconds, so you'd have to say he was a bit unlucky.
Well, from the time he walks into the goal square to the time the umpire blows the whistle to penalise him for having it for too long, we'll just see if the umpire gives him a warning.
Yep.
Now, he's got to kick it pretty much straight away, and he didn't.
Yeah, because he propped and went back, the umpire... Yeah. But at the same time, we think there was only 15 seconds given, whereas we've seen blokes lining up shots for goal spend 30 seconds.
How's this for dominance?
Well, it is a dominance, but the two that interest me, have a look at the centre breaks. 6 to Collingwood, none to Sydney, and the marks inside 50, 7 to Collingwood, none to Sydney. Now, that is a domination in those areas, and you just look at the Collingwood forwards, players like Rocker and Tarrant, absolutely red hot at this stage. They should be further in front, but it keeps the game alive.
Let's go down to Jared Wakely.
Yeah, quarters. Rodney Eade spent a lot of time with Wayne Schwass during that break. One-on-one, about 45 seconds, which is quite unusual. And Schwass is actually now coming to the bench. So there's no doubt Rodney Eade quite disappointed with Wayne Schwass's efforts in the first quarter. Tony Lockett, he's heading to the Lockett end. So for the first time, the big man will line up at his own end at Colonial Stadium. Collingwood, they're yet to use Nick Davis, who injured his ankle last week. Not moving terrifically well around the boundary, although he always looks a little bit proppy. Expect him to come on at some stage during the second quarter.
Thanks, Jared. So we start this second quarter as Tony Lockett goes down to the Lockett end. What an honour. Look up and see your name up there in lights. He hasn't had a possession, Lockett. He's unlucky. I mean, he should have been awarded that mark. And have a look at this again for domination. It's all Collingwood.
Yeah. Sydney have got Brockman in the ruck in place of Mott. He'll be up against McKee. Young Lee Brockman.
Second quarter underway. Magpies by 26 points. Brockman did well. Williams now in the centre square, and the first clearance for the Swans, only as far as Freeborn, who spirals it back inside, attacking 50 for the Magpies. Well played, Dunkley. That's where he's at his best. The more handball to Goods was dangerous, puts him under pressure. Saddington, Dunkley's there to lend a hand, takes plenty of time. Goods sweeps it to Matthews. Swans can build something here. He's on centre wing. Kick to half forward, McGough. Too good, too strong. He is a real talent.
For a 17-year-old, he's just wonderful, isn't he? He's just fitted in so easily, reads the play so very, very well.
18 years of age. Later this month on the 22nd of June. McKee, the courier, in plenty of space inside the centre square. Delivers towards Davis. Oh, it bounces off his knee almost. So he shouldn't have coughed that up. Chance for the courier. Now Buckley. McGough out wide. Needs a time bounce. Gets it. O'Brien. Oh, they're fiddling a bit, the Magpies. Batheris. McGough. This time he handballs to O'Brien, who's brilliantly tackled by Williams. Collingwood can't get it clear. Now Crouch around the body. LaCuria. The only player there has plenty of time. Elects to handball. Back to LaCuria from McGough. Kicks inside, attacking 50. And this time numbers back to the Swans. And Adam Goods takes a comfortable chest mark.
So once again, it's Collingwood doing all the attacking. Fixter. To Brockman, who goes into the middle and finds Nix. Just his second disposal. That's a good kick, though, to Shawball. Another former Magpie who's marked 45 out from goal.
Well, Shawball's playing in defence for Sydney, but he read the play really well, and he bolted through the centre square, then into the forward 50. Interesting stats here, though. The engine room for Sydney, and you've got Williams with 6 disposals, Creswell 5, and then the worrying thing is Bolton and Matthews, Maxfield and Swash just haven't been touching the footy at all.
So Andrew Shawball kicked a few goals this season. That's a nice one too. A badly needed goal for the Swans. Sixth goal of the year for Andrew Shawball, playing his 7th game And the margin cut back to 20 points.
Good play by Nix. He saw Shawble. You can see Shawble broke from the centre square into space in the forward 50. Shawble actually playing at centre half back for Sydney. So good creative running and a nice finish off. Jared Malloy. We've got Jared Malloy on the bench there. Had a terrific first quarter, but Mick Malthouse going to just spell him throughout the game.
McKee ruts it down, then hacks it inside. Attacking 50. Shawble, the man who kicked that last goal. Comfortable mark. Swans have opened the second quarter impressively. Brockman couldn't control it. Didak close to the line. Stays in. McKee knocks it out. Didak with superior pace. Well played, although he overruns it in the end. It allows Creswell in to Brockman. Now Nix. Hall leads. Barry Hall gets... No, he can't quite get there. I was going to say gets there. Rocket moles a couple over. Back to Hall. Brilliantly tackled. Spills to Crouch. Free kick, Collingwood. There's Wakeland and Hall. 50 metres.
I think the 50 metres might have been paid because the Sydney player, free kick was given here against Barry Hall. Incorrect disposal, holding the footy. So the free kick's gone, the whistle's been blown, and Jared Crouch plays on, ignores the whistle. And the umpire said, we'll give you 50 metres for that.
Wakeland. There's McKee out wide. Now this player at half forward. Will it get there? No, it won't. It's Prestigiacomo chipping in front. Shawble has been very, very good in this opening part of the second quarter. Handball to Goods. Hall on the lead. Strong hands. Couldn't quite hold it. Nix kicks up towards full forward. At the back. Almost a mark to Bolton. Clement. Jarred free. O'Brien cleverly along the ground. Boundary throw in.
5 minutes into the second quarter. Barry Hall's had 2 possessions. Tony Lockett yet to touch the footy.
Swans on their half forward line. Hall knocks it down. Creswell allows it to come to Wharf, who wobbles it inside attacking 50, and McKee takes a comfortable mark.
And McKee getting back as the Collingwood ruckman, just getting back in front of Tony Lockett, so nothing unusual for Lockett. He's had that throughout his career, a 2-on-1 situation.
So Stephen McKee obviously drew the short straw in the rooms before the game, Rob.
Oh yes, it's a job you wouldn't want.
And Wakeland so far has stood up to the pressure. He's been given a hard time by Hall, but he's given some back, in fact probably a little bit more. So he's doing a great job down back with Shane Wakeland. He squares it up to Lucuria. His target is Clement. No mark, says the ump. There's Lockett in the action. Stevens taps it out to Wharf. Now he sidesteps Clement. What's he going to do? He's going to go long. Kicks it in the direction of Hall, who's caught behind. Bethera stood his ground. Spills to Stevens. Finds a little bit of space. Squeezes a good kick to Nix. Good play by Stevens. He didn't panic. And Nix will line up at a pretty tight angle, but kicking from only about 35 metres out from goal.
And just good kick into space again to let Nix take that mark. In fact, I think it's the first Sydney mark inside their forward 50. And going into this game, Matthew Nix had kicked 14 goals, 7 behind. So he's a pretty accurate kick.
Kicked 14 goals this season, Matthew Nix. 80 career goals. This will put Sydney right back into the contest, and he's drilled it. So both goals of the second quarter so far going the Swans' way, and they've cut the margin back to 14 points.
Yes, good play there by Stevens to get that short kick to Matthew Nix, and he finished it off. And as you say, Stephen, 2 goals to Sydney in this second quarter. Collingwood, in fact, yet to score, 7.5 minutes in.
In fact, they've barely been inside their attacking 50.
And an interesting shot there. Jason Cloak, who's playing now across half forward for the Magpies. He's replaced Jared Malloy in that position.
McKee gets it down. Williams shuffles it out. Matthews, Swans into attack again. Kick to half forward, Stevens and Clement. And Clement did well, knocking it to the boundary line.
Well, they've certainly got a couple of clearances, a couple of positive moves going forward by the Sydney side. Barry Hall looming a bit dangerous up in that forward zone.
Lockett thumps it forward. Has a second chance. Good handball, Creswell around the body towards full forward. Across the face. Magpies in number. Wakeland lets a dribble over the line. So the Swans dominated this second term. They could get another goal here, make it very interesting. Schwabel in from the side. Buckley threads it. Lucuria, who wobbles it outside, attacking defensive 50. Cloak, clever mark.
Very good overhead mark, young Jason Cloak.
Plays on. Oh, tried to be very cute with McGough, and Williams pushed him in the back, and Cloak will get a free kick, and he gained about 50 metres there.
He got the free kick
still has it.
through desperation, didn't he? He dived on the footy and was prepared to take the hit in the back that came his way. He'll do anything for a kick. I like the way he plays.
Wobbles it towards half forward. Tarrant on the lead, and free kick going Swans' way.
Brockman has the free for Sydney.
And there's Tony Lockett in picture. I'd let him do all the ruck work in the forward line, use his bulk and strength.
So Nix is really lifted in his second term. Paul Curry obviously getting plenty of the footy also for Collingwood. Nix, good searching kick, but it's too much juice on it for Lockett. Wakeland copped one a bit high from Plugger. Umpire let it go. That was a good old-fashioned clip behind the ear. Well, it's a great battle between those two. Collingwood worked the ball to the wing. Clement just got too much pace. In the end, they were well run down by Stevens. Did it well. Got back into the contest as Sydney win the footy back to half forward. Shawble's been great. He goes sideways. Maxfield's found some space. A rare possession for him so far. And he's not without a chance here from about 52 metres out off the ball.
Gee, off the ball, there's a bit of push and shove. Lucuria and Nix. Umpire let it go.
But when he connects Stuart Maxfield, he's a thumping kick.
Well, there's only Plugger in the goal square.
He kicks it into the hole. Lockett's got the front. Posey. Both hands on it. Couldn't mark it. Fixter in there. And Collingwood in the end escape. Davis just gets boot to ball. Still inside Sydney's attacking 50. Now Mark to Bolton from the Kennelly pass. Bolton's short. He's looking for Hall. Instead, it's Creswell who will line up directly in front, 40 metres out.
The thing that Michael Malthouse, coach at Collingwood, would be unhappy about is the fact that Sydney are now taking marks in a bit of space. And it just makes you think that the Collingwood players have relaxed. Got off to a good start. They had 14 scoring shots in that first quarter. And Creswell, he won't pass it off. He'll have a shot. There's marks inside 50. Yeah, it's a complete turnaround in this second term.
There's the shot confronting Darren Creswell, and he's sprayed it to the right. So it's a 13.4 game. Collingwood lead. We've been going 11 and a half minutes in this second term. Lockyer brings it back in, and he finds Didak.
Didak on defensive 50. More difficult. The Magpies moving the ball. McKee is free on the wing. Schwabel went back courageously. Freeborn hits the pack. Wrapped up. Bounce.
Good call that, Michael. Schwabel did go back for a hard ball. He had to run with the flight of it. He knew he would take a heavy knock, which he did, but then he butted up and recovered. His second effort. Have a look at that. Eyes on the footy. He knows there'll be contact coming from behind from McKee. Goes at it. And then his second effort's really good.
Maxfield from the bounce. Staying to get a couple of possession. He hoists it high inside attacking 50. Prestigiacomo playing his 100th game for the Magpies tonight. Marks in front of Hall. And like the Swans in the first quarter, Collingwood finding it very difficult to get out of their defensive area. Kick towards the wing. Maxfield, should have taken that mark. He'll get a free kick. Rocker
should have taken the mark. He's a bit lucky. Let's see if he pops one up. He popped a beautiful three-quarter kick to Lockett before.
Hall leads.
Gee, Goods has run from centre-half back to the forward pocket.
Maxfield thumps it long inside attacking 50. Wakelin in front, drops the mark. Creswell, left foot snap around the body. It's close, it's coming back. Oh, great mark by Mercuria, right on the goal line. So, desperate play, and he finds Lockyer in plenty of space at half-back. Now a chance for the Magpies.
Plugger is the chaser. Great stuff by young Dynak to put a big shepherd on Plugger. And Dunkley comes in and gives him a bit of a go too off the ball.
He chased hard, Plugger. He really did chase hard, and he knocked a Collingwood player over. He's breathing very heavily at the moment.
Throw in. On the wing, Crouch ducked the head. And we'll have a ball up.
Sucking the air in, big Plugger. Yeah. He's had to work pretty hard there, Tony Lockett. Sydney players are trying to put the ball to his advantage now.
Rocker got the knock. Did it well too to Holland. Puts it inside 50 for the Maggies, but Short has been fantastic this quarter. Repelling almost on every occasion as the Swans switch.
Brockman. Kennelly has it. Still inside defensive 50. Matthews runs through. The kick was a little poor, and good pressure from Nick Davis on the ground, and boundary throwing. Collingwood's last score deep into that first quarter. The second quarter is 14.5 minutes old. And they haven't looked like scoring in this second term. Swans get it. Creswell. McGough. Plenty of poise, or wobbles the kick only as far as Goods. He tries to crash his way through. Should be penalised, not. Comes to Nick Davis from Leon. Snap around the body. Now, we'll just see what happens. I think it's a goal to Collingwood. Off the boot of Nick Davis. So Collingwood get one against the flow of play, and it was an important one for them, Rob Walsh.
And Adam Goods just tried to get through one too many. Good tackle there. Tackle by Burns brings him to ground. Just see it here, the kick. It's not a good kick by McGough. Adam Goods takes it. He tries to take Burns on. Burns was magnificent and was able to force the ball to spill free. Nick Davis onto it. Goal. Just the first score to Collingwood in this quarter, and in this second term, Tarrant and Rocker haven't touched the ball.
There's the Magpies gain a bit of confidence from that steadier to half forward, speaker than ever, Robert Walls. Tarrant, strong lead and mark. He's run himself into trouble. To Holland, he's got Lockyer on at 50. Good tackle, going to be a free kick to Sydney. Umpire didn't pay it, but Kennelly's away anyway. Sweeps the handball to Stevens. He should go back inboard to either Williams or Kennelly. O'Brien created the contest. Beautifully done. Now Freeborn. Intercepted by Williams. He slips over at the crucial moment, but gets it to Bolton from 35 out. Goal to Sydney. Exciting passage of play. And in the end, Bolton has kicked Sydney's spin.
Gee, there was some hard work and some strong run. And we see here, it looks like Collingwood will take it away. Freeborn runs into some trouble. He's dragged down in the tackle there, gets it across. Good play by Williams to spear that handball. Bolton backs himself from 50 metres out on the run. And Sydney are back in this game.
So just 13 points. McKee, Burns, tries to get a handball free. Crouch did well. Sockers it inside attacking 50. It was touched. Play onto the goal. Nix doesn't realise. Comes out wide. Crouch. Bolton around the body towards full forward. Wakelin in front of Lockett. He come to meet the ball. Goods did brilliantly. Lockett handball towards the goal square. The Collingwood defence was equal to the task. Boundary throwing.
Under some pressure, Collingwood. They are really under some pressure. Lifted their game. Tony Lockett a bit disappointed. His handball got trapped.
Swans. Chance for another score. Schwabel just takes it out. Can he get boot the ball? He can. It kicks an amazing goal. Sensational play from Andrew Schwabel, who has kicked two and has been absolutely superb in their second quarter. And the Swans draw to within 7 points after they trailed by 26 at quarter time.
And at the back of the pack there, Schwabel catches the ball as it's thrown in and then quick to slam it on the boot. You can see Barry Hall there. Barry Hall's wrestling with McKee. Schwabel over the back. He grabs it and very quickly on the boot. Good play by Andrew Schwabel. And Rodney Eade's pretty excited because his team now is right back in it. Jarrett Malloy back on the ground for Collingwood, and they need him.
And you have to say it's two former Magpies who got the Swans back in the game. And here he is again. Williams from 55. It's long. It's the point. That's Plugger and Maitland. Stage WWF, their own version. It was a 50-50 that one. What do you think?
Yes. Let that go. Umpire did the right thing.
Collingwood. Quick transition.
O'Brien to half forward. Oh, well played by Wolf. Worked his way to the front and earned the free kick. He was behind Rowan Wolf, but worked his way cleverly to the front.
Inside 50, Sydney in this quarter, 13-5. Well, it's just a complete reversal from what happened in the first term.
Creswell nicks again. Not quite. Burns. Rocker. Up one step. Thumps it back to half forward. It's all the Swans in Dunkley. Hands off to Wolf and kicks out wide to another 2-on-1 contest. Hall takes a mark. Play onto the call. Kick towards Goods. It was brought down by Buckley. No free kick. Prestigiacomo. Buckley. You get a free kick.
Sydney have moved Barry Hall out to half forward.
Kicks out wide. O'Brien. Can Collingwood muster something here? Nothing really to kick to, so he goes for the boundary line. Matthews. Great run down from Leon Davis. Boundary throw in.
Matthews saying, talk to me, let me know that I'm under pressure.
Yep, that bit of advice was to Ben Fixter. So throw in. It is the Magpies by a goal. Schwass, failed soccer attempt. Burns has been great for the Magpies. Williams. Now Burns has been pushed as the umpire. Wayne Schwass is just having a dirty night. So Burns. Now Williams again. Back into the middle. Well done by McKee. Can he finish off his good work? It's a ricochets to Didak at centre half forward. Gets boot to ball. Rocker. Malloy's there too. This is a great contest at the moment as we have a ball up at half forward. Magpies into attack.
Stewie Maxfield copped a hard one there. Steve McKee coming through hard.
He's out of it, Stuart Maxfield.
Yeah, I think he copped one to the head. It might have been McKee's shoulder caught him.
Yep, he's got the staggers and he wants to stay on, but the trainers are getting him off because he just does not know where he is at the moment.
Gee, the ball's hot at the moment. Players from both teams going in really hard. It's a really good game now. Let's have a look at this. Big Steve McKee. Yeah, clash of heads.
Collingwood at half forward. Win possession. Lockyer slipped over at the crucial moment. Schwass. Over it goes for another throw in. And they're going 21.5 minutes in the second quarter. It's the Magpies by a goal. 6-9 to 6-3. Brockman in front. Back of the pack is Leon Davis. Ineffective kick, O'Brien. To Lockyer. Has time to weigh up the options. Schwabel. Outmarked from the end by his teammate in Dunkley.
If it's a pack-mark situation, Andrew Dunkley just excels.
Dodgy handball, but Sydney have the numbers. Goods to Dunkley. Off the ball. Gee, Rocket dealt with Brockman. That was pretty crude.
Adam Goods down.
In fact, it was Goods. My apologies. And the free kicks coming back. So Goods finds Nix on centre wing.
Nix is getting away from Paul Lucuria. He's having a pretty good quarter.
Would Clement be a better option there, Rob?
I think so.
Nix to half forward on the lead. Hall can't take the mark. Nope. Towards Williams, the dynamic Paul Williams. He's well wrapped up by Lockyer, but he gets his handball inside attacking 50. Cloak and Schwartz. Cloak ties it up. Will he be penalised? No.
Seen him pinned this weekend, haven't you, for that?
Wouldn't have surprised had Jason Cloak been given a free kick against him. Let's see. He dives on the ball. Underneath him. Yeah, I think that's a fair decision. Hard to get it out when they come at you like that.
Hall, Schwabel. Oh, he's taken high. Free kick, Andrew Schwabel. Now, Rob, Andrew Schwabel is playing loose across half-back because McKee is dropping back into defence for the Magpies, and he's taking the licence just to run right into the attacking zone.
Well, he played that up, didn't he? I think he did get caught across the throat and the face, but by gee, has he lifted Sydney. He's kicked 2 goals in this second quarter, lining up for his third.
Well, he's just 25 metres from goal, and this would level the scores. And who would have thought that at quarter time? He comes in and squeezes it through. Another goal to the Swans. Scores level. What a great comeback by the Sydney Swans. They have kicked 5 goals 2
and
in this second term to just 1 goal.
Yeah, Buckley definitely caught him across the face. That was a free kick. And he just squeezes it in.
Hit outs 20-9 in favour of the Sydney Swans.
Scores level at Colonia. What an extraordinary performance from Andrew Schwabel, playing a genuine centre-half back, kicking 3 goals in the term. Here comes Sydney again. Crouch off the ground. Schwartz, Nix. It'll be a ball up.
Just out the last couple of centre bounces, Sydney have cleared it. Hasn't been pretty. It's just been bash and crash, knock it forward, kick it off the ground. Whatever you can do, just keep it going our way, and it's been very effective. Ron Barassi in the crowd there with Calvin Templeton and Peter Moore.
Kick out of the pack by Freeborn. Great pick-up by Nick Davis to Buckley. Kicks in the direction of Tarrant, takes a terrific mark. Tarrant. One out is Leon Davis. Couldn't mark it. Williams to Wharf. He's under the pump. He's caught high, a little bit high. Umpire said play on, and rightly so. Lucky let off for Sydney there. Still in their danger 50. Now Burns onto the left. Into the goal square. And guess who's back there? Andrew Schwabel.
He kicks goals and he saves them.
Kick out to Goods. There's marked. And no one stands to mark, so he's able to play. No, I'll probably keep calling him back. Well, it was interesting. Kick inside the centre square, gets to Kennelly.
Got to say, Rodney Eade's giving Tony Lockett every chance, isn't he? You know, he could have been excused for taking him from the field, but he's giving him every opportunity to get a kick.
Half-back, not long to half-time. Drives it long. Can the Swans kick another one? Hall in the pack. Up high. Prestigy Como, the fist. Clement dangerously wide out on the full.
And it's interesting, you've got your leading goal kicker in the AFL, Barry Hall, just playing a roll across half forward.
Yeah, and he's giving them a contest. He's not taking that many marks, but he's causing a lot of spill.
Schwartz. Not long to half-time. Can the Swans?
Pluggers led forward, and Barry Hall's dropped back.
Drives inside, attacking 50. McKee in the way, and he takes a comfortable mark. Steve McKee. And there's Malloy out wide, but it doesn't get to him. Mark taken by Crouch. The Swans still a chance to score before half-time. Jared Crouch. Players leading. Hall, as the siren sounds, so Crouch will kick from, well, 75 metres.
An amazing quarter. Collingwood only had the 1 scoring shot, and that was a goal. Sydney have had 7 scores in the term.
He wobbles it into the pocket. So that's the half-time score. Scores level at Colonial. 6-9-45 the Magpies. Sydney 7-3-45. Great comeback, Rob, by the Swans.
Let's go down to Jared Waitley.
Yeah, quarters of the Collingwood fans certainly went quiet during the quarter. The frustration building. They're seeing mistakes they haven't seen for a few weeks. And it's such a huge Collingwood contingent here, sort of coming off the back of their Brisbane game a couple of weeks ago. They were full of voice in the first quarter, a bit worried at half-time.
Well, they were good, Sydney, and Rodney Eade would be proud of that effort. Obviously, they've got to build on it now in the third quarter, but it all started at the centre bounces, and Andrew Schauble, number 25, playing across half-pack. He kicked an incredible 3 goals in that second quarter, also took some very good saving marks. Thought Matthew Nicks was lively across half-forward as well for Sydney.
So at half-time, it's all locked up, 45 apiece.
When the Dockers dropped anchor in Brisbane, they were mauled by the Lions.
It goes bang!
And Carlton suffered the Blues big time from the Crows at Optus. But that was last week. This Sunday, Fremantle welcome Carlton to the terror turf of Subiaco. Britain's Blues have bottomed out.
That is a 50-metre penalty.
But the Freo fans won't settle for second. Will the Dockers bounce the Blues? Watch Fox Footy Channel this Sunday.
Get in. Hey, Gordy. Talk to me, okay? This is killing us, man. What are we going to do? Okay. We've got to stay focused. Together. Yep. As a team. Come on, as a team. Come on!
Telstra is proud to partner with Fox Footy Channel to bring you all the action of the 2002 AFL Premiership season.
Brisk night in Melbourne for round 10 of AFL action at half-time at Colonial Stadium. It's Collingwood and the Sydney Swans all locked up at 45 points apiece. We thought at quarter time could have been headed for a rare Saturday night blowout, but not to be. It's been a great fight back by the Sydney Swans. The question, the Cybercoach question tonight, well, I guess basically was for Collingwood fans. Can Collingwood win this year's flag? A for yes, B for no. Get on the SMS message now and text your answer. 0421 261 011. 0421 261 011. Can Collingwood win this year's flag? A for yes and B for no. What do you do with your Mick Malthouse? Do you have a go at him for perhaps, did they slacken off?
I think they did. I think there were too many loose Sydney players as that second quarter started to unfold, and also they were not strong or hard enough in at the centre bounces. Sydney really lifted their game there. Sydney have won 8 of their last 9 games against Collingwood. And now that's it's quite significant, isn't it? It's a domination, and Rodney Eade has a winning coaching record against Mick Malthouse. So there's a bit of history there.
There certainly is, and Andrew Schauble was dominant in that second quarter, and it'll just be interesting just to see where Malthouse, or how Malthouse rectifies that situation.
Let's go down to Jared Waitley on the boundary line.
Yeah, quarters, plenty of positives amongst the Sydney camp as they headed to the rooms. They were full of voice, as you would expect after a terrific quarter. They haven't had the best of luck here at Saturday nights at Colonial. You'll recall the draw against St Kilda and then a disappointing loss against Richmond, so out to atone tonight. The only injury concern from their rooms was Stuart Maxfield, who got the heavy knock late in the quarter and spent about the last 5 minutes on the bench. Just a heavy blow to the head there. He had the staggers, and for a moment we thought it was going to be similar to Michael Voss the other week, where he might go back into a pack and fall over. He came to the bench, spent a bit of time with the doctor, and by the time they went to the rooms, he's okay, so you would expect that he will start the third quarter. For Collingwood, well, the use of Josh Fraser has been interesting. He copped a heavy knock in the ribs in a ruck contest last week. He really only played about 4 minutes of the first quarter and perhaps about 16 minutes of the second quarter, so about 20 minutes all up. So he'll be reasonably fresh if he is okay. And but the Magpies, they were a bit disappointed as they headed to the rooms, as you would expect, quarters.
Thanks, Chair. We saw Tony Lockett on the bench. Now, I've had a couple of newspaper journos, Michael Christian, ask me now, everyone in the world calls it Andrew Schauble, except for you say Schwauble. Now, you'd know probably better than all of us because you played with him.
Absolutely.
Well, it is Schwauble. Is that what he prefers?
Yes.
Okay, well, we'll have to go back to the drawing board, I think, as we have a look at the quarter-time score in the other match being played this evening over at Footy Park. And it's an exciting contest. 6-2-38 the Crows. The Lions are 5-3-33. Ready for a start here in the third quarter. Not much option for Rodney. It had to start Lockett on the bench, in your opinion, Robert?
I think so, Stephen. He only had the 2 handballs in the first half. Looking at the Sydney forward set-up, Barry Hall is at centre half forward and Nixon Swash in the goal square.
So away we go in the third term. It's 45 points apiece. And Collingwood are away first through O'Brien. Inside the 50. Tarrant couldn't hold on to it. Saddington to O'Keefe. Sydney are away to the wing. Clement had the shorts being tugged there. Umpire paid the free kick an advantage. Lucuria slices it off the side of the boot. And there's Schwabel, or as Michael Christian would say, Schwabel.
Kick out wide. It's the advantage of Stevens, who did a couple of good things in that second quarter after he came on the ground. He didn't do so well there. He's been pinged. Free kick to Wakeland. With Tony Lockett off the ground.
Shane Wakeland breathes easy.
I was going to say he'd be pretty happy with that, I think. Kicks inside. Malloy.
Good to see Malloy on it. He's a physical presence, Jared Malloy, and Collingwood need him.
Well, gee, they were lucky there, the Magpies. Clement over the top. Rocker.
Rocker on the lead will beat Dunkley. If they just kick it high, Dunkley, as we saw in that second quarter, will take plenty of marks.
Kicks inside, attacking 50, just out of the reach of Tarrant. O'Brien sweeps it out wide. Cloak needs to deliver and kicks into the pocket. Davis, well, he controlled it, but couldn't avoid stepping over the boundary line. So boundary throw in. Collingwood in attack. They're led by 26 points at quarter time. Scores a level. Well, free kick play on's the call. Williams has been dynamic. Arch the back. Handball, Brockman. Now, didn't have much on offer, so searching for the boundary line. Malloy, can he keep it in? He's got a player inside. If he can get it to him, he does. Oh, no. Boundary throw in. As Malloy cleaned up the interchange bench of the Swans.
It was a good kick by Lee Brockman coming off half-back flank. His intention was to get it to the boundary line, and he did just that. Jared Malloy almost ending up in the crowd.
Throw in. Burns.
Clear the ball very well from ruck contest, Collingwood.
Malloy. His pass finds Nick Davis at half forward. He bangs it long. Rocker from behind. Great mark, Rocker. That's his second big mark for the evening, and he is within range. He's only 35 out on a 45 angle, and what a great mark.
It is a terrific mark.
First in the AFL in contested marks, and that's why.
He is. He's got strong hands, and he's leaping well. He's probably the fittest that I've ever seen, and he should be. He started his career with Sydney as a teenager, and as you can see, he's been on for the full 62 minutes. Very important player to the Magpies. And they need to get this early goal in the third quarter. Only kicked the one goal in the second.
This is his only questionable distance, though, isn't it, when he kicks the goal?
Yeah, sometimes from this distance he doesn't kick through the ball. Just pokes at it like we saw there. And it's a good call, Stephen. If he had been 55 metres out, he would have kicked the ball 60 metres. But by gee, it's a good mark, isn't it? Good vertical leap.
Yeah, it's the only weakness in his game, isn't it, when he kicks the goal. He's much better at going back the extra 15 than having the big wind-up. So a bad miss by Rocker. Lucky let off for Sydney as Williams brings it back in.
Target, Saddington, who was manhandled, no free kick. Chance for Lucuria. Needs to pick it up, he does. Now needs to use it, Paul Lucuria. Kicks across, he wobbled it across the ground. Malloy in plenty of space, so he's got some time. Oh, he tries to take on the tackler. Did it well in the end. Gets an obliging bounce. Scrambles inside, attacking 50. Tarrant will need to be brilliant here. And he was against the weight of numbers. Crouch, Schwabel. Now a chance for O'Keefe, deep in his own defensive zone. Kick out wide, Clement and Bolton. Good tussle. Numbers with the Magpies. They have 4-on-1. Brilliant pick up from Leon Davis. Cloak. Now, he got the handball to Lucuria, who uses Prestigiacomo. Delivers out wide. Nick Davis overruns it, and now Ward drives it long to half forward. Goods and Cloak. Cloak got a fist in there and did brilliantly in the end. Boundary throwing.
Sydney just breaking down across half forward. About 4 times they've gone forward to Goods and Bolton. Haven't been able to take a clean possession. Paul Lucuria is an interesting player. Very hard running, brave, strong off half back, but his kicking really lets him down. He's the #1 handballing player for the Magpies. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the instruction. Whenever you can, handball. Waiting for a blood rule. Dunkley coming from the field. And Bennett replacing him.
We see Andrew Dunkley in the wars just about every week.
Shawwell, in the meantime, has dropped back onto Anthony Rocker.
So throw in between wing and half forward in the Swans attacking zone. Brockman got the front posse. There's Buckley being quiet by his standards tonight. Another ball up.
Been a good duel between Buckley and Creswell. At half time, each of them had 11 disposals. You can see Creswell, wherever Buckley goes, Creswell will follow. Just having touch on him.
McKee got the tap. Williams again. What a game he's had. It's a half forward haul. Long way out from goal. Good give to Kennelly. Ty Kennelly runs to 45, but his kicking lets him down. The Irishman has got a bit of work to do with his disposal, but it's been a meteoric rise. Ty Kennelly. And he'll have time over the next few years to work on that. All locked up at 46 points apiece.
Tarkin Lockyer to do the kicking in. Sydney have set up a zone defence. Now he's hanging onto the ball for some time, isn't he?
Goes short. Lucuria always had that backup option into the pocket. The question is, where does he go now, Paul Lucuria? There's a good look at what confronts him. Decides to play on. Now this kick will need to be precise. He has 3 bounces. Runs to defensive 50 and kicks it straight to Goods.
Well, that's the downfall in his game.
He's got Schloss on in the pocket, but can't go further enough.
Great courage showed by Prestigiacomo. He'll get a free kick for his courage.
Some idiot's thrown something onto the ground.
He just cut the angles, Prestigiacomo there, and earned a free kick. Target is Buckley. Oh, he kicks it straight to Goods. Well, Goods is having a picnic at the moment. Kick off the outside of the boot is almost very clever. Hall can't control it. Ball stays in. Freeborn knocks it through.
Somebody else has thrown something onto the ground.
Some idiot's thrown 2 tennis balls onto the ground in the forward pocket here. Let's go down to Jared Waitley.
Yeah, just tennis balls being thrown from the top deck. The police are moving in just to try to work out who it is, but that's 2 in about the last 30 seconds. There might be more to come.
French Open is on.
It's the Swans by a point. And Lockyer again uses his full time. And he goes short to Clement. To Burns at half back. So Sydney by a point.
Collingwood hate to kick the ball to a contest situation. You can see the player with the ball just desperately waiting to find a teammate who he can chip a pass to. Finally, he's forced to kick long.
To a contest situation. Brockman the big fist. Clement did the roving. To Lockyer, who coughed it up. Unfortunately, Fixler dropped it. Kick out of the pack. Back inside 50 for Sydney. Goods wrestling with Cloak. Cloak's locked up. Little soccer off the ground. Here's a chance for Sydney. Maxfield, can he get boots of ball? He can. And the Swans are in front by 7 points. To 6-10. And Sydney at the moment, you have to say, Robert Moores are looking the better team.
Well, Collingwood are a bit rattled, aren't they? They're not flowing with the footy. They're not playing it on quickly. Certainly a lot tighter, Sydney, making it very hard for Collingwood to get any flow in their game. And the clearances from the ruck contest, which has been a real strength for Collingwood, Sydney have started to match them.
O'Brien kicks inside or towards attacking 50. Nick Davis, kick around the body, was cute but not effective. And the Swans defence work it clear through Ward. Boundary throw in. The Swans have kicked 6 of the last 7.
Yeah, it's interesting stat, isn't it? 6 of the last 7 really got themselves back into the game.
Rocker in front, gets it down. Nick Davis concedes some ground. O'Brien, looping handball. Curia, Burns, look out. Wasn't aware of Stevens' presence, so turnover. O'Keefe, Bennett, Brockman.
The advantage of Brockman, the fellow with the ball, as a ruckman, he's quite mobile.
Kick towards, Nix almost took the mark. Collingwood in number at ground level. Johnson needs to work it clear. Prestigiacomo wrapped up Nix, out of the pack. He's kicked up behind. So close, Matthew Nix. And Swans in control. They lead now by 8 points.
Player looking on from the interchange bench. Now the player with the ball has probably only got about 15 seconds to get rid of it. We'll look at the umpire near him. The umpire will tell him to hurry up any second now.
And Lockyer's kick finds Wakeland.
And let's see how long he takes to get rid of the ball. The guy kicking in has got to do it in 15 seconds. Sometimes the player who marks it takes 15, 20, 25. Doesn't seem right.
Ball falls favourably for Buckley. Put Malloy under pressure. Sydney with the footy back. It's Bennett to Creswell. Creswell at half forward. Kick slips off the side of the boot. Goods! Just read it better than his opponent, Cloak, and he will now line up directly in front, kicking from 45 metres.
One thing, Jason Cloak, 34 in picture, he'll have to learn that there are times when you've just got to get a fist on the ball, because if Goods marks, which he does, he's going to have a shot for goal. Now, Cloak has to be pretty certain that he's going to take a mark if he goes for it. Otherwise, you just got to get a fist on it, do the percentage thing as a defender.
9 goals so far this season to Adam Goods, averaging a goal a game. He's missed to the right. From Collingwood 6-10-46, Sydney at 8-7-55. 9 points difference. 12.5 minutes have gone in this third quarter.
1 goal 4 in this quarter, the Swans, just the one behind the Collingwood. Kick in dangerous. Buckley dropped the mark that he ordinarily would have taken. Spills, Bolton scrambles it forward. Dangerous spot for Collingwood. Malloy, Freeborn. One way, then the other, and then backs over the line. So this Collingwood defence is just under siege at the moment.
And you can see the Collingwood supporters head in hands. And the Collingwood zone is working really well, because Lockyer, who's doing the kicking in, you can see the Collingwood players pushing to the one side of the ground, and that's where he'll go.
Kick out wide, Lucuria.
Now the man with the ball is not a good kick.
Buckley coming off.
And Goff will replace him. Lucuria gets to Burns, who has probably been the Magpies' best this evening. But again,
let's see how long he holds his footing.
Swans have the numbers across the wing, so he's reluctant to kick long. Looks for Rocker and gets him. Anthony Rocker kicks long to half forward. Tarrant and Saddington, ball to the back. Wharf, pressure coming from Nick Davis. Wharf tries to work it to the line, doesn't get there. Davis, innovative.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds. Boundary throw in. Nathan Buckley on the line to the coach.
You just wonder whether it's a personal message about Buckley's own game, or whether the message is to give Buckley direction to pass on to his teammates once he goes back on.
Buckley, third man, thumps it to the boundary line, gains about 30 metres.
Gee, the well's dried up, hasn't it? Collingwood have kicked 1 goal 1 in basically the last 45 minutes of football.
Well, when they were at their best, they were certainly playing on and taking risks. At the moment, everything is slow and calculated.
Malloy and Brockman beats him easily. Wharf trying to get it to the line. Davis there. Malloy, dubious looking handball. Gets to McGough. Had enough presence to wait. To Burns. Centering kick from Burns. Fraser. Almost. Couldn't quite complete the mark. He has it. He'll be penalised if he doesn't get it out. He was lucky, Josh Fraser. And Rowan Ward.
Again, that should have been a free kick.
Well, Shaw was saying he did pull that ball in underneath him, which he did, and we'll have a look at it. The ball spills out, he pulls it back in, he's got it underneath. Yeah. That's holding the ball.
It certainly is. Comes to Schwabel, who can't get it clear. Another chance for Fraser. Rocker, tackle by Dunkley. Play on's the call. Creswell. Schwabel looks for the line and gets it. He's been outstanding tonight.
Good kick for touch, wasn't it? Got exactly what he wanted there.
So throw in, half forward line. Maggie's into attack. They trail by 10 points. We're halfway through this third quarter. Fraser to Leon Davis. Kicks it into his teammate's head. Malloy. Sydney had the numbers once again. It's Dunkley who places away. Throw in on centre wing.
Just have a look at this. Anthony Rocker, big hit there on Goods. Oh, he's hurt.
Tested that shoulder.
And we'll see Malloy does the blocking to enable the Ferris to come over the top. And it looks like Jared Malloy's being told to come off. He's probably only got about 50 minutes of footy in him, and he's pretty close to have played that. Buckley back on the ground.
Creswell, good hands to Bolton.
Good pressure.
Yeah. Throwing up the ball as the kick, and Mercuria has had plenty of it. Across half back, that's position number 22.
Kick towards Rocker, and he outruns Dunkley again. He's marked. Can he set up here? Tarrant leads for him. He ignores that. Kicks to a contest, top of the goal square. Davis at the back. Leon has it. Left foot snap, bouncing. Goal to the Magpies. He's kicked two. So Collingwood kicked their first goal since the 15-minute mark of the second quarter. We're 17 minutes into this third quarter. And margin back to 4 points in favour of the Swans.
And Leon Davis up. He didn't mark the ball, but geez, reflexes are quick and he can go left side, right side, doesn't matter. And he certainly enjoyed that. Just you just wonder, Steve, if they're a little bit flat, the Magpies. They've been up for a couple of weeks. They had huge matches against Brisbane and Port Adelaide. And maybe they've just fallen in a little bit of a hole coming up against a team that everybody picked them to beat. They got off to a magnificent start, and all of a sudden they've hit the wall. But full credit to Sydney at the same time. They looked gone at quarter time. Chris Tarrant really struggling to get into it. Hasn't touched the ball in this quarter.
Sydney going to attack through Crouch. Williams, is he being held off the ball? Umpire said no. Great contest. Now Schwass on the right. Wakeland with courage, going back with a fight of the ball. And he nursed it nicely over the line. Well done by Shane Wakeland, who's done a sterling job tonight. Some pretty sad looking faces at the moment. Long way to go. As Brockman comes off for a rest for Sydney and Bennett comes on. It's in Sydney's forward pocket. Hall from the throw-in. McGough over the top. We've got a ball up.
You see the Sydney players throwing their arms up, appealing for a free kick. AFL, have a look at it here. McGough sitting on the footy.
So bounce down. Chance for the Swans. Hall. Schwass, left foot snap, there's a goal! Well, that gives the Schwatter some confidence. He's had a pretty ordinary night by his standards. He's had just 6 disposals, but that's a valuable goal.
Good play by Barry Hall in the ruck contest. Kept the ball alive in a dangerous spot. Spilt out to Wayne Swash. Big Barry's pretty good in the ruck work, and Swash goes onto his favourite left foot. He's had a dog of a night, but that'll lift his spirits. Well done, Wayne.
So the Swans by 10 points.
Lock it back on.
From the bounce, Bolton. Here they go again, Kennelly. kick out wide. Freeborn worked his way to the front and did well. Well played by Goods. Schwab was wrapped up by Batheris. Play on's the call, and eventually a bounce.
Just think it's a really good time to bring Tony Lockett on. They've kicked 2 goals, and if they can get a quick ball into the forward line and Tony could take a mark or kick a goal, it would be a real lifter for Sydney. So I think the timing is perfect to bring him back on.
Cloak, third man up, didn't quite hit it flush. Bolton, close to the line. Kennelly, they work it pretty well, though he stepped over there. And a boundary throw in as Creswell breaks.
Josh Fraser doing the ruck work for Collingwood up against Adam Goods. Sydney's 2 ruckmen, Mott and Brockman, on the bench.
Goods works to the front. Crouch in. Oh, clever little handball from Burns. O'Brien. Now McGough uses it to Tarrant. And Tarrant not paid the mark. Play on's the call. And he's wrapped up. And Anthony Rocker just appealing to that. Chris Tarrant just saying,
well, a marker in the back. Gee, he has a knack of getting that front position all the time. You can see he's in front of Sannington.
Well, it's good umpiring because he didn't take the mark. Goods. Kennelly. Well played. Hugs the boundary line. And the players being held onto in that exchange. Nick's too good for Johnson. Johnson butters up well. Now a chance for Clement. Nix has been a very good player. Crouch. Bennett in some space at half forward. Kick across to centre half forward. O'Keefe uses Swash. He's kicked the goal. A moment to go. He gets the Lockett, and Lockett dropped it. Play on's the call. Freeborn now. Now he has Rocker running for him. Kick in Rocker's direction. Takes it. And over the boundary line.
Disappointing Plugger dropped that. No doubt Wayne Swash went out of his way to kick the ball to Plugger. It was a friendship kick, if you like. He saw the big fella there because Swash was inside 50 on his left foot, and he went for his mate, and just bad luck he dropped it.
Just a player out of touch at the moment is Tony Lockett. There's O'Brien.
Free kick, Sydney.
Yep, going to Wolf. So Wolf's going to switch to Williams, and his target is Kennelly. Takes a good mark and he's off. Ty Kennelly into the middle and finds Nix. Sydney building something here.
Yeah, Ty Kennelly, I really like the way he goes about it, the young Irish lad.
Nix to Hall at the 50. Bolton around the corner. Lockett. Shawble's up there also into the pocket. O'Keefe, can he get there before the boundary line? Does he keep it in? No. Throw it in the forward pocket. Sydney in front by 10 points. 23 minutes ticked over in the third quarter.
Certainly control this match since quarter time, the Swans. Bennett was held. No free kick. Johnson runs onto it. Nick's a chance. Can he get boot the ball? No. Now a chance for O'Keefe. Schwartz back, conceding ground. Maxfield off one step from 40 metres across the ground. Oh, boundary throw in. I thought for a moment Lockett may have been interfered with. Well, he certainly was, but I thought for a moment he may have got a free kick. Wakeland certainly had eyes just for Lockett, and Cloak also lending a hand. Swans deep into attack. Can they squeeze another goal here? Nix. Handball intended for Williams. He's dynamic. He's brilliant. He runs to 40. Left foot snap around the body. Coming back, but not far enough. The behind only. It's been an inspiring goal. Had he kicked that margin, 11 points in favour of the Swans. 24 minutes in third term.
Matthew Nix has been terrific in this quarter, playing across half forward, getting everything at ground level.
Lockyer brings it back in and finds McGough on defensive 50. It's a free ball. So Sydney hit the front with the scoring shots too. 18 scoring shots now to 17. The margin is 11 points. To Rocker. Williams, quick hands to Maxfield. They've got a break on. Lockett's got a chance here. He's got the sit. Big Plugger. Got hands on the football. Now he's got it. Lockett goal! We've got him home eventually.
Have a look at the Sydney players go to him.
Oh, my apologies to Collingwood supporters, but we've been waiting all night for Plugger to do something. And he's kicked the goal. But no good for Collingwood's cause. But he had to work overtime and he got there, Robert Walls.
He did, and Maxfield, the long kick from the centre square on the left boot, and he's in the plumb position there at the back. He couldn't hold the mark. I thought he'd blown it. Ball came back to him. I think he kicked it on his shin. Doesn't matter, it went through for a goal. And he's relieved.
And you don't see much emotion from Tony Lockett, but he was elated with that. Fraser in the centre now for the Magpies, but the Swans clear it clear. O'Keefe. Free ball at half forward. Cloak. Nix has been outstanding. No free kick. Freeborn. Has McGough short. Elects to kick it high towards Creswell and Buckley. And Buckley wasn't even watching the ball. Creswell takes an easy mark.
Buckley's only had one possession in this third quarter. Creswell's really frustrating him.
Poor kick from Creswell. Clever interception by Nick Davis. Well, as you can see,
you know, Collingwood have only kicked one goal, one behind in this third term. Sydney have kicked 3 goals, 4. And just about could have buried them, Michael.
Well, they certainly could have. And they're directing all their play through Anthony Rocker. And Wolf was aware of that fact and was able to chip in and take a comfortable mark. Loose player, Saddington. He can go, but he decides to take his time.
Seem to have run out of legs, the Magpies.
Still no one on the mark. He kicks wide to the pocket. Big leak from Brockman. Fist from Cloak. Boundary throw in right half forward for the Swans. Lee Brockman, who's made a very strong contribution tonight. Fraser beaten by Brockman. Bennett tries to crash his way through, gets it to Creswell, has Williams loose, ignores that, kicks on the lead. Hall, and Barry Hall marks. And for one of the rare times tonight, has an opportunity to kick a goal. He's taken 2 marks and has had 5 possession, but has yet to register a score.
And Creswell, good vision, lifts his head and he sees Hall on the lead, and it's a perfect pass. You mentioned he's only taken the 2 marks for the night. He's been in good form, been in good marking form. He averages 7-8 marks a game. This is a very important kick.
He comes in. The Swans lead by 17 points. They lead by 23. Has he? No, he's missed it out to the right. Swung. And a bad miss from Barry Hall, who is normally very reliable. Margin. 3 straight kicks. 28 minutes into this third term.
So the Maggies, it's an understatement to say they desperately need the next. Otherwise it could be a lost cause tonight. Lucuria chips it to O'Brien. Who can provide the spark for Collingwood? And someone to put their hand up. O'Brien just stagnant at half back. Get it moving, says the Collingwood fans.
And the umpire's saying you must kick it, you must kick it.
O'Brien goes to Buckley, uses his body well. Outmarks Creswell. Here's a chance for Collingwood. As we near 3/4 time, the little daisy cut and a rocker. Trapped it nicely. Threw it out to Leon. Leon! Here's a big play for Collingwood. Goal! Magnificent play! Gets his third, and that is an enormous goal as we near 3/4 time.
And the player who made it happen, okay, Buckley took the mark and played on, but let's have a look at the Anthony Rocker pickup. He picked that up off his bootlaces. Terrific work by the big man. Fired the handball out to Leon Davis. He was never going to miss from that position. And Anthony Rocker, we've seen him take some skyscrapers this evening. That was a great pickup.
Anthony Rocker, great piece of play, and the margin back to 12 points. Nathan Buckley, instrumental also in that goal, and free kick to the Swans, centre square infringement. Brockman, not long to 3/4 time. Creswell delivers inside attacking 50. Prestigiu Como as the siren sounds for 3/4 time, and the Swans conceded a late goal as Mick Malthouse makes his way to the huddle at three-quarter time. But at three-quarter time, the Swans hold a 12-point advantage.
Pretty important goal, that last one, to Leon Davis, because 12 points while they're within striking distance. Had it been the 3 goals, it would have been a disappointing quarter for the Magpies. They would have only kicked the 1 goal for the term. But again, the game's alive. It's swung one way to the other. And I just get the feeling that the Sydney players have got more in their legs than the Magpies.
So at the final change, it's the Swans by 2 goals. But the Magpies are still well and truly in the hunt here at Colonial Stadium, 70-58.
When the Dockers dropped anchor in Brisbane, they were mauled by the Lions.
There goes bang!
And Carlton suffered the Blues big time from the Crows at Optus. But that was last week. Today, Fremantle welcome Carlton to the Terra Turf of Subiaco. Britain's Blues have bottomed out.
That is a 50-metre penalty.
But the Freo fans won't settle for second. Will the Dockers bounce the Blues? Watch Fox Footy Channel today.
Go Harvey Norman, your printer specialist. For a crisp finish on plain paper and excellent economy, you need a laser printer from our range. The simple yet fast Samsung ML1210 is perfect for the home or small office for only $549. The reliable Hewlett-Packard LaserJet 1200 has a super high 1200 DPI resolution for just $799. The powerful Lexmark E322 is built for speed, printing an amazing 16 pages per minute for only $899. When you need a laser printer, go Harvey Norman, your printer specialist.
Fox Footy Thursday. Glamour and glitz or the domestic pits. Find out on Living With. A must-see guide to the weekend ahead. Fox League Teams is every footy tipster's dream.
That's like me punching you up, Mike. Join the queue, mate.
Then at 9:30, we present some of the classic clashes of the 1990s from the Fox Footy AFL archives. Indulge yourself with an evening of 100% pure footy this Thursday on Fox Footy Channel.
Williams, quick hands to Maxfield. They're going to break on. Lockett's got a chance here. He's got the set. Big plugger. Got hands on the football. Now he's got it. Lockett, goal! We got him home eventually.
Have a look at the Sydney players go to him.
Three-quarter time at Colonial Stadium. This round 10 match, it's the Swans by 2 goals. 10-10-70 to 8-10-58. The Multibles, the Sydney, 3 to Shawbull, while for Collingwood, 3 to Leon Davis, 2 to Burns. And that goal just on three-quarter time, a crucial one for Collingwood to Leon Davis. I guess, Robert, now there's been such a fast and furious pace. Fresh legs is going to play a major role in the last quarter.
Well, it is. Who they can bring on, who's got plenty of legs left. I don't think Sydney have got much on the bench. Mott's a big fella, so that doesn't mean they're going to get much run out of him. Bennett's a big fella as well. Brockman's a big fella. So I don't think Sydney's going to have too many fresh legs that they can use in the final term. Collingwood, on the other hand, I think they're in a better position to have players who can come on and just give them some extra run in this final 30 minutes. McGough's only played 32 of a possible 89. Johnson only 34. They're 2 runners. Nick Davis is a runner as well. So I think Collingwood's got the advantage there.
Jared Waitley.
Quarters, the Swans have been on the wrong side at a couple of close finishes. Rodney Eade really animated to ensure that they get on the right side of it this time. It was interesting just at the end of the third quarter, Barry Hall came to the bench, leaving Tony Lockett 1 out. It was only for about the last 30 seconds of the quarter. So just keep an eye on how they line up here. Collingwood, well, they came here tonight with the attitude that these are the game's top sides win. So we'll see how much they have left.
Thanks, Jared. Three-quarter time at Footy Park, by the way. And it is 18 points, Adelaide leading Brisbane.
Just see Neil Baum come over and give Mick Malthouse a pat on the back. A bit of reassurance, a little bit of confidence. Coaches can lose their confidence as quickly as players can. And you've got an old coach in Barmy going up to Mick and saying, well, we'll be right.
As we start this final term, it's Sydney by 2 goals. Saturday night football at Colonial Stadium. And we'll have a secondary bounce in the middle.
Sydney have got Plugger in the goal square with Swash, Barry Hall out at centre-half forward.
Goods beaten by Fraser. Chance for Cloak. Gets boot to ball. He wobbles it inside, attacking 50. Tarrant strong.
Tarrant has the unique ability to get front spot. When that ball came off the boot of Cloak, he was behind his opponent, Saddington. He was then able to slip in front. Saddington, he was caught by surprise. He thought this fella was behind him. Not many players can do that. We'll have a look at it here. Cloak breaks from the centre square, gets the wobbly kick away, and he came from behind to slip into that front spot.
Just 30 metres from goal. He pops it through. Collingwood draw to within 6 points. Oh, Chris Tarrant, that goal just took 1 minute, and Collingwood make a great start to the final quarter. As we watch Fraser and Cloak scrambled it forward, but great positioning, and there was a great shot of it, Rob.
Yeah, we saw him sleep from behind to the front. Good effort it was by Cloak to break from that centre square. Interesting, Nathan Buckley, he's not in at the centre bounces. He's nearly always in at the centre bounces. Not now, he's at half forward. Creswell's had the better of him this evening.
Kennelly to Crouch. Kicks a high ball to the wing. The race is on, McGough. And we have a throw in.
Fresh legs there with McGough. Only played half an hour out of a possible 92, 93 minutes. On the bench, Brodie Holland, he's been on for most of the night. Malloy, I don't think we'll see much of Jared Malloy this last term.
Fraser to O'Brien to McGough again. To the 50 for the Magpies. Leon Davis has got the pace. Just couldn't get the Sharon. Dunkley. And we had a throw in. 50 metres out from the Magpies goal.
On the bench for Sydney, Matthews, Scott Stevens, Ricky Mott, Jared Bennett.
Rocker to the back of the pack. Bolton, Brockman, run down. Burns, intercepted. Sydney are away. Through Fixter. He shorts it to Goods.
Barry Hall presenting.
Through kicks, but Prestigiacomo in his 100th, too strong. Puts Collingwood back into attack. Well done. And he finds Rocker. And a big roost coming up here. Really trying like the pass. No, he bangs it long into the pocket. Tarrant's there, so is Davis. Nudges his opponent under the ball. But getting back to save the day for the Swans is Shorty.
In the end, the kick wasn't all that good because it didn't go to a dangerous spot. Out of bounds. Sydney would be happy with that result. Needed to put it in front of the goal square.
Deep into Collingwood's attacking zone. Fraser in front. Fixter. Looping handball, dangerous. Chance for Burns. Can he gather it? He looked for Leon Davis. Fixter did well. In fact, it was Bolton in the end. Player down. Creswell. He's done a great job tonight, Darren Creswell, as we watch.
Leon Davis goes straight for him. Bang.
Boundary throw in. Fraser. Sharp by Bolton. Almost handed it to Wolf. Swans out of trouble. Kick wide. Nix has been outstanding. And he beats two. Handball to his own advantage. Clement got it from Johnson. Sweeps it to Cloak. Look out. He handballed in the tackle. And boundary throw in. Jason Cloak had enough presence of mind just to stand up in the tackle for as long as he could and then handball it towards the boundary line. Fraser beaten comprehensively by Brockman. O'Brien, deft little touch to Burns, who scrambles it out on the full. Free kick to the Swans.
So it's Wharf just outside his own defensive 50. Drills it long. Fraser over the top. To Rocker at half forward.
Again to Rocker on the lead on Dunkley.
Buckley working Creswell hard, but he ignores him and goes long. Tarrant! Once again, too good for Saddington in this last quarter.
He just looked out of position, Rob, didn't he?
He's done it again. He comes from behind, and for some reason he's able to get that front spot. Have a look at that. He's behind. He ends up in front. half a body length in front, enough to get up, get his hands on the ball. He comes from behind, slips in front. He's a special player.
This will level the scores. Tarrant from 50. It's long. It is home for Collingwood. Two huge goals to start this last quarter to Chris Tarrant. And there's the score on your screen. 10-10-70 Collingwood, 10-10-70 Sydney.
And Josh Fraser, fresh legs. Josh Fraser spent most of the first half on the bench, gets it to Anthony on the lead, and he sees his mate Tarrant. Tarrant from behind, gets in front, takes the mark, and more importantly, finishes it off with a beautiful long goal. Nick's in picture there. His opponent is Ben Johnson, Collingwood. He's got the fresh legs, Ben Johnson. And in at the ruck contest, Josh Fraser, he's got the fresh legs too. They've had 5-1 hit-outs in favour of the Magpies in this last quarter.
Secondary bounce. Well, it wouldn't be Saturday night football without a close one.
How do you reckon Rodney Eads feeling after last week up at Sydney?
The start of the program about his roller coaster, didn't we?
And you wouldn't be a coach for $1 million, Steve.
Apparently not.
Mercuria tried a drop kick, didn't connect. Burns, Deaf, Johnson concedes ground. Fraser, Collingwood into attack. Who can take a higher mark? Rocker almost. O'Keefe is claimed and kicks to the boundary line. So all of a sudden, the pressure back on the Sydney Swans, and they looked in those second and third quarters to be dominating this game of football. Fraser pushed out of it. Good. Cloak is wrapped up by Goods, and a bounce.
Fantastic crowd tonight too. Over 45,000.
Well, it's hard to see an empty seat, isn't it, as we look out.
Bounce down at half forward. Rocker slaps it forward. It's inside 50 for the Magpies. Leon Davis working hard. Leon Davis working very hard, but he's put it out on the full. 3 goals he's kicked so far. They've kicked the last 3 goals, Collingwood, when they trailed by 18 points. Got 8 minutes in the final term.
There's the crowd, Stephen. 45,269 under the roof. Perfect conditions here at Colonial Stadium.
Crouch. And his kick is taken by a Collingwood player. It's Clement to Didak, back to the 50. Goods. It's a free kick to Goods.
Inside 50 in this last quarter. 7 Collingwood. Sydney haven't been able to get it across their half-forward line.
Was there.
Goods to Nix at half back. Having trouble getting it over their half forward line at the moment, Sydney. Bennett, spoiled Hall. Can he follow up? He gets boot to ball. Sideways kick to Schwartz. He gave it straight up to Prestigiacomo. To McGough. To Johnson. Couple of the young players we mentioned at three-quarter time with the fresh legs. Johnson's going to switch.
It's a risky kick, but it's come off.
Lockyer is run down. In the back, says the umpire.
Gee, that was lucky. That was lucky for Lockyer because he didn't know Plugger was coming. He had no idea Plugger was there. Could have gone the other way, you know.
It certainly could have. Kick out wide. Buckley couldn't take it. Lockyer kicks along the boundary line, looking for Davis. Nick, and finds him.
Beautiful kick.
That could be a telling moment in this game of football. Wobbles it inside, attacking 50. Dunkley in front. Hands off to Staddington. High kick. Buckley and Creswell. Buckley just reaches over the top. In fact, it was over the top of Fixter. Loose player at half court. Rocker plays on. Hoists it long to the goal square. Cloak and Goods over the head of both players. Goods the recovery. Didak committed himself. Goods kept his cool. Very, very good play. Matthews. Crouch. Run provided by O'Keefe. Swans into attack. Hall and Prestigiacomo. Hall. Strong hands. Loose player Crouch. Kicks out wide. Lockett on the lead. Taken by Kennelly, back to Lockett, snaps from 45, around the body, it's a goal, no, touched on the line. Gee, I'd like to have a look at that on the side on view because it looked a goal for all money, and Tony Lockett looks in bewilderment.
Well, let's have a look at it. Kennelly handball out the plugger, he puts it on the boot, bends it on the boot, going through, and Ben Johnson runs to get a touch on it.
Umpire in perfect posse. Unfortunately for Collingwood, they've turned it over and Creswell's got it at half forward. He's got Kennelly on short, and that's where he kicks now. Ty Kennelly will drive it long. Hall is there, so is Nix. Nix from the side almost. Hall tried to claim it. No, said the umpire. Quick kick out of the Packers by Clement. O'Keefe will get there first. Can he keep it in play? Can, but it's all Collingwood here. McGough. Short to Freeborn. Rocket provides the target. Can't find him. And we're going to throw in slightly into Collingwood's attacking territory. It's Sydney by a point. 11 and a half minutes gone in the final quarter.
Let's see, Johnson. Well, from that shot, you would say he definitely touched it before it crossed the line.
Great decision by the goal up, who was in perfect position.
Boundary thrown, Fraser, beaten by Good, Burns, he's tough and hard, Didak, now Didak's got some space at half forward, needs to deliver, instead goes long to the goal square, awakened goal square, goal to Collingwood. Inspiring stuff from Alan Didak, and Collingwood hit the front by 5 points, 12 minutes into this final quarter.
Let's have a look at Scotty Burns here. Scotty Burns, bang, crash, get it out with a handball. Didak takes it over, he puts the shepherd on, and he backs himself from 55 out. Great team play, Magpies. Scotty Burns just magnificent here. Takes the ball, takes the hit, gets the handball out.
Collingwood have kicked the last 4 goals. They're in front by 5 points. Schwass waited for it. Locked up by Cloak. Umpire's got to be consistent here, and he is. He says he'll bounce it. Good, consistent umpiring.
There's about 40,000 people who disagree with you, Stephen.
Bounce down. Well, it could have been a free kick to Fraser, and it is. No doubt about that one, but he's coughed it up. Here's a chance for Sydney. Kennelly paddles. Lockyer snapping at his heels. Bennett tapped it out to O'Keefe, who goes backwards to Schwass, who found some space. He bumps it long from 45, but it falls short. Straight to the arms of Lucuria, who's got Freeborn on, and Collingwood are off to the races. He can go long to Cloak. Cloak's taking the mark down. Here come the Maggies.
Cloak at half-back decides to kick long towards Rocker, can't control it, Creswell at the full, Dunkley fighting for it, and a bounce.
Gee, Wayne Schwass just didn't get clean connection with that kick. He was about 48 metres out and just didn't get it on the boot properly.
Just 10 possessions for Wayne Schwass, and it just hasn't been one of those nights. Freeborn, who's played on him for the entire match, has done a good job. Rocker wins it. Leon Davis held, free kick.
Collingwood setting each other up with their foot passing. They've taken 17 marks in this last quarter. Sydney only the 6. Here we go again with
on the lead.
That's what they've done. They've looked out for each other, and their foot passing has been spot on. And I think that's the 3rd mark Tarrant's taken in the forward 50 in this final quarter. And what a lovely kick by Leon Davis.
He's earning his money in the last quarter, Chris Tarrant, isn't he?
Well, the Magpies lead by 5 points. Tarrant's kicked 2 from 45. Drop putt on his way. He's kicked 3. Collingwood have kicked the last 5 goals of the match and lead by 11 points. 15 minutes into this final quarter.
And again, just a beautiful pass by Leon Davis. It's low and it's flat. Tarrant, he's not going to drop that. And his kicking has been magnificent in this final term.
Magpies on a roller, kick the last 5. They lead now by 11 points, and it's Sydney with the work ahead of them. Here come the Magpies again. Brodie Holland to Buckley. Buckley now out in front of Tarrant once again. Tarrant got both hands to it. Shawble to Saddington to Creswell. Looking for options. Onto the left. Bennett was caught flat-footed. Clement did well. Got a free kick, surely. Advantage paid. O'Brien on centre wing. Has a bounce. Collingwood full of running. O'Brien to Freeborn. Freeborn finds Buckley. Buckley sidesteps Bennett. Forced onto his left. It's a wobbly old kick. Wasn't the best option, and the mark's taken by Shawble.
Handball out wide. Saddington. Still inside defensive 50. Delivers to Goods. Still plenty of time for Sydney. Just 17 minutes into this final quarter. Schwass.
Barry Hall at centre half forward.
Taking plenty of time. Drives it long to half forward. Cloak with the set and the mark. Well played, Jason Cloak.
You'd have to say Michael Malthouse has coached particularly well the way he's managed his players. Good mark here by Cloak. Ben Johnson's been able to come on in this last quarter and play on next. McGough's come on. He's got the footy now. Got plenty of the ball. Fresh legs. And the use of Malloy and Tarrant.
Dangerous kick. Lockyer had to stand firm and does. Now he's got Clement on short.
Fraser again in the ruck, Michael. He's used his players particularly well, Mick Malthouse.
And Nathan Buckley, well, he has had one of those nights, Nathan Buckley. And
15 possessions
15
to Buckley.
possessions.
His opponent Creswell's had 19.
Lockett in the ruck. Didak and O'Brien in the way. O'Brien stood up in the tackle. Holland surrounded. Freeborn just scrambles it forward towards half forward. Rocker made a contest. Well played. Tarrant overruns it. Rocker back in. They fight hard, the Collingwood forwards. Well done to Sydney defence as well. They tied up at half back.
Chris Tarrant, who's just been red hot in this final quarter. His opponent is Jason Saddington. Rodney Eade could well make a move and put Shawble back onto Tarrant, because I think at this stage Saddington's confidence is rock bottom.
Well, Ruckman let it bounce. Matthews taken by Burns. Tough again in the clinches. Rocker close to the line. Bounces just inside. Boundary throwing. Well, what a game of football. Collingwood 5-9 in the opening quarter to lead by 26 points. The Swans hit back in the second quarter to level it at half time. And the Swans by 12 at three-quarter time. Fraser scrambles it forward. Over the top. Tarrant kicks his fourth for the quarter. So Collingwood now extend their lead to 17 points. We've played 19 minutes final term.
Boundary throw in. And it's a grubber kick. Saddington in front. And it goes over the back. You can't blame Saddington for that. It was just luck that went Tarrant's way. And we see Fraser get that kick, hits the deck, bounces over the head of Saddington. Lucky break, Magpies.
When you're hot, you're hot. The Magpies are running hot at the moment. They've kicked out the last 6.
Fraser's been terrific in the ruck this quarter.
6.5 minutes left in the contest. All the momentum with the Magpies. Didak, clever kick around the corner. Here's Leon Davis. He's kicked 3. Can he build something here? Leon from the pocket across the face. Throw in. It's all set up for the banana there, wasn't it?
It certainly was.
And there's a happy Magpie.
So a throw in. Rodney Eade with nothing but problems now.
Anthony Rocker in the ruck against Dunkley.
Rocker.
Good hit over the back.
To the back of the pack. Dunkley. Clear bounce down. So it's 17 points in favour of Collingwood. So Sydney really got to kick 3 goals in 5 minutes as Lockett has been benched. Jared Waitley.
Yeah, Quarters, just as the game is sort of in the balance, Tony Lockett headed to the bench. Shane Wakeland followed him, although he'll be back on the ground shortly.
Sydney clear. Schwartz with the football.
Couple of bounces. Delivers. Bennett. Swans let it go. It's an understatement, I know. He kicks to half forward. Cloak. Oh, he should have marked when he punched and found the boundary line.
In the end, it wasn't a bad option. He put the ball over the line, so Collingwood can regroup at half-back.
Well, it's just been an amazing game of football with sides dominating passages of play. Final quarter belonging to Collingwood, and Chris Tarrant. Burns again looking for O'Brien. Goods went cruising past. The Bennett kick smothered. Second chance for Bennett. Schwartz. Kick around the body, hard up against the line. O'Brien through him. Buckley held, no. Burns, look out. Wobbles it only as far as Bennett. So the Swans a chance. They need to kick a goal. 22 minutes in. As we get the 5-minute warning. Schwartz kicks to half forward. Mark taken by Nix, who's been a live wire up forward.
He's got Goods in the goal square.
He just hoists it high. They need a mark. Cloak. Makes the chest mark.
Goods slipped over. As soon as that ball was kicked, he slipped. He hit the deck, and Jason Cloak stood firm.
And he's cramped up, Jason Cloak, and doesn't want to take the kick. As we watch again, and really not much of a contest from the Sydney forwards at all. Now he's still in the hands of a couple of trainers, Jason Cloak. And eventually will take his kick. So we've played 22 minutes. We're inside the final 5. Buckley and Lockyer, they share it. Lockyer. Creswell doesn't go to him, so he has plenty of time. Kick towards Rocker. Got rid of Dunkley easily. No free kick. Play on. Rocker. Kicks it long inside the goal square. Leon Davis. Big stuff. Too good. Hand off to Williams. And he goes further afield to Schwartz.
So Williams, who got one down, just managed to get boots of ball. Freeborn to Lockyer. Here's a chance for Collingwood to wrap it up. Into the pocket. Burns. Leon Davis will kick his 4. Collingwood are home. Collingwood are on fire at Colonial Stadium. They pile on the goals. They've now kicked the last 7. Would you believe? And they're going to go on and win this game.
Lockyer getting the ball to Burns. It's a really good handball by Burns. Long handball, and Leon Davis just gets it before the line. Taps it over. He's happy. Collingwood's happy. Collingwood's home.
So forwarded Leon Davis, forwarded Tarrant. Extraordinary. The last 7 goals to the Magpies. And they lead now by 23 points, which is enough at the 24-minute mark of the final term.
Mott gets it to Williams, kicks short, and Schwabel on the lead, playing up forward. And he'll kick from just inside 50. He kicked 3 goals, playing loose across half-back in the second quarter. There's the time clock. We're inside the final 5 minutes of actual play, so we've played 24. The chance to kick from just inside 50. Swans need one. He drives it long. It's across the face. Contest point. Margin 22 points in favour of the Magpies.
Lockyer. To Clemens. His target is Buckley. Good mark by Goods. 25 minutes have ticked over.
20 disposals to Adam Goods. He's played particularly well this evening.
Bolton will run on and go long. His target is Hall. Shawble's also there. Terrific mark, Andrew Shawble. What a night he's had. He'll line up for goal number 4.
He just presents, doesn't he? He goes for the footy. That's his 11th mark of the evening. And good pressure by Shane Wakeland, who tried to get a punch on the ball. And this young fella's certainly earned his money.
He's had a superb night, Andrew Shawbull. He kicks his fourth, but you think it's going to be too little too late for the Swans. It's 94 playing 78. That's 16 points the difference. Almost 26 minutes gone in the final term.
And Jude Bolton, he's had a pretty good game too. Long kick to the goal square. Courageous mark.
Certainly was, and he's been a real shining light in this Sydney Swans side tonight. Margin, 16 points. Well, we're inside the final 5 minutes. They can get another quick one here. There's still a chance for the Swans. Schwass, Freeborn. He was brave there. And goes back, taking plenty of time.
First quarter went 31 minutes 40 seconds. The second quarter 26.56. The third quarter 29.52.
We've played 26 and a half in this final term.
Buckley giving a long lead down the wing. Umpire will tell him he's got to get the ball moving.
Decides to kick long and high to the wing. Buckley in the pack. Almost outmarked by Bennett. He has it now. Good tackle from Buckley. Slips the handball to Bolton, who scrambles it forward. Goods comes to meet it. Collision. Lockyer committed his body, as did Goods. Boundary throwing. 27 minutes now. Final turn. Tried very, very hard, Adam Goods. Boundary throwing. Bennett, third man up. Schwass, who's come into it. Crouch. Kick short, O'Keefe, and he is marked 45 metres from goal. Well, there's still a chance for the Swans. 16 points the difference, and if O'Keefe can drill this, they'll be back to 10.
3 goals in 3 minutes, I think, is what they need.
Ryan O'Keefe, first game of the year, comes in and kicks a goal for the Swans. They're not done with yet, Sydney. So the Swans draw to within 10 points, and we've still got a ball game. We're ticking up to 28 minutes final term, Rob.
Well, they've been terrific, Sydney. They've just kept plugging away. They were down and out in the first quarter, got back into the game, level at half-time. They were strong in the third quarter. They've been overrun in the final term, and it looked like the game was completely out of their reach, but they've kicked the last couple. And if they can get a quick centre break here, get a goal on the board, well, the game's still alive.
10 points in favour of Collingwood. We've been travelling almost 28 and a half minutes.
Gee, Schwass was unlucky not to get a free kick there. Umpire just on the wrong side of the pack.
Wayne Schwass's last quarter has been his best. He's really worked hard. Ended up with 17 disposal at this stage of the game.
Cloak smashes it forward for the Magpies. There's Schwass. Buckley to Burns, who's had a great game. Dynak, been exciting, breaks the tackle onto his favoured left. He drills it long in the goal square. It's a one-handed attack, is it? No, it's rushed. A rush behind to the Magpies. 29 minutes gone in the final term. 11 points, Collingwood lead.
Kennelly. Oh, free kick surely to Bolton and/or mark. He took the mark in the end. Hands off quickly. Fixed up. Long to half forward. Bennett in the pack, and he takes the mark. His name written all over that, Jared Bennett. Kick inside, attacking 50. Schwabel, fist from Wakeland. Lucuria needs to get rid of it quickly and does. Showed a bit of poise there for Lucuria. And the final siren sounds. The Magpies.